Wings Weekly. Coach Anzalone joining me once again. Coach, first show back from the break, but there's been plenty of action to talk about, especially the New Year's Eve game here at the ODI Center, and then on Saturday night they're in Minot. A couple of big wins for the Wings, and you got getting some in what is a very tight points race in the standings and so on. Getting those 4 wins or 4 points, excuse me. Obviously a big help, and it's nice to string a couple of them together. Let's break down the games a little bit. Going back to New Year's Eve, your Wings come out and played strong in the first period, like they've been doing against Brookings, it seems like, and then kind of weathered the storm a little bit in the second. Brookings has traditionally, anyway, this year come out and played well in the second, and then the third is just sort of a kind of a coin toss, it seems like, and it's been that way for many of the last meetings with the Blizzard. How do you explain, or maybe what are some reasons that you think maybe it is that this team comes out and plays so well in the first period against the Blizzard?
Well, I think we play slightly opposite styles. I think there's similarities, but I think there are a lot of differences, and we try to really dig into our identity and dig into the things that work well for us when we play them, and we've typically been doing that right from the start of the game. I agree with you, we've had good starts against them. It's so key in today's game to score the first goal. Right. We did against Brookings. They tied it, and then what I liked was the attitude on the bench and the attitude when the guys went over the boards to go up 2-1 and then come right back and go up 3-1, chase their goalie, which was an emotional moment in the game. I thought their guy Kumichael that came in relief did a real good job of settling things down for them. So I think a big reason why we've been so upbeat and why we've been confident against Brookings is they're a really, really good team. I like their team. We're just a little bit different, and we've been very comfortable in our skin against those guys.
Well, and then going to Minot on Saturday, pregame, you and I kind of talked a little bit about some of the things that you wanted to transition, some facets of the game that you wanted to transition into Minot, and I think that you guys were able to do that. What were your thoughts overall on the 3-1 victory over Minot?
I really liked our game against Minot. I think it was our best road performance of the season. We played a very simple game. We played with great sticks. We defended hard. We chipped pucks out. We went after pucks. We actually got way more odd man rushes and looks off the rush than I thought we would going into the game. And a lot of that is because of our work ethic below our blue line, the number of battles we won, and how simple we played with the puck. I thought it was a really good team win. Guys were more focused on the team having success in winning the game than they were individual plays and individual moments in the game. That is so key for consistency in the second half. It's so key for confidence. It's so key for winning. And I think we just started 2016 off on the right note on the road, because as you well know, we've got a lot of road games here coming up. And so for us moving forward, it's about taking that road warrior-like attitude, that personality that I felt we had in our game on Saturday, and apply it to some of these other barns we're going into here starting on Friday in Austin.
Well, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because the New Year's Eve game was also a big team kind of win, and everybody contributing different components that allowed, again, you guys to come out with 2 points on that night too. So, as you said, a great way to transition into what is going to be a stretch of road games against Austin, who is tied now for the division lead. A very tough team that has a whole different look and feel to it than either Minot or the Blizzard. What do you expect from the Bruins?
I think Austin will be their usual fast selves. They have good speed. They get up and down the rink awful quick. They really dig into one of the positives of their building, which is lively boards. They shoot the puck wide, I think on purpose, to get it to come out the other side. They're very, very good around the other team's net. They shoot the puck from everywhere. They try to get on top of you. That building can get loud. They like to play loud and just always be in your face. We have to combat that by accepting there's going to be moments in the game where we have to be really, really good defensively, but we also have to give them a little bit of a taste of their own medicine and fight fire with fire, if you will. You fight fire with fire, you fight fire with water at times on the road, and then there's some moments where you've got to fight fire with fire. We have to do that. Basically, what we're trying to do is play the game we played in Minot, just a little bit harder and just a little bit better. When you play like a great team, you're going to have a chance to win every night. And that's our objective. Let's do it like we did in Minot, a little bit better in Austin, while recognizing they're a heck of a team.
Absolutely. Well, a little bit more coming up, and we'll take a quick break and hear from our sponsor.
Let's make a taco. No, seriously. Start with a tortilla, soft tortilla. Warm it, kiss it. Don't kiss it. Chicken? How about tequila lime chicken? Now we're cooking. Slice this, peel that, snip those. Salsa? Verde. Cheese? Cotija. Oh, forgot to mention. Guac. That's better. See, anyone can make a taco, but we're not anyone. We're Qdoba, and these are knockout tacos. Qdoba Mexican Eats. Choose flavor.
Welcome back. Wings Weekly continues with Coach Anzalone, and I'm Jay Kleinknecht. Coach, we were talking a little bit previously, and then again pregame before the Toros game or up in Minot, about how the New Year's Eve game was had a real team win, and then of course, as we just mentioned, a team win against Minot too. Well, with the team, and we talked about this earlier this week with the identity of this team too. What are some of those team roles, I guess? The roles that each player has to obviously there's more to it than just scoring goals and passing and checking and playing defense. There's stuff that the common, hockey fan probably doesn't see of the Wings. Who are some of the players that contribute in roles that maybe you wouldn't expect?
Well, here's what I would tell you there. Like, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, but the parts make up the whole.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the name on the front of the jersey is the most important thing, but it takes individual names on the back to make up the whole. So you have to make sure you have the right pieces in your lineup every night. Since the break, I've just felt really good about how our team has played, our quality of play. We've got a lot of guys doing a lot of different things, and I don't like singling out players by name typically, but I just look at these last two games, and for example, Colin Raver, Kieran Durgan, Austin Heekins, they've done a really good job playing what we like to call in hockey a checking role, shutting down the opponent's players that like open ice. Mm-hmm. And I thought that the Durgan group did a really good job of that in Minot on Saturday. They did a pretty good job of that on Friday night or on Thursday night against Brookings. We've got a guy like Matt Pulver back from injury. He's playing right now with Kevin Fitzgerald and Tucker DeYoung. They got a lot of really good looks and scoring chances. Carter Rue, Jackson Grallum, Jake Leitner, they got a lot of good looks and chances. A lot of it due to the skill and the give and go of Rue and Grallum, but Leitner's motor and his physicality makes a lot of room for those guys. Sure. Will Hammer right now is playing between Tyler Bossert, a righty on his normal side, Gavin Payne, a righty, on his offside. Painter being on his offside allows him to bring the puck to the middle more off the rush if that's there. Willie's a big guy. He wins a lot of draws. He creates a lot of room. And then there's the D-core and the goalie, Tome, who just played two real good games where he made a lot of timely saves. Not a ton of saves. He stopped 63 of 66. That's a good number. Yep. But Pete made some timely saves in the games against Brookings and Minot. So these last two games, everybody's kind of playing a role. Everybody's digging in for the boys. The guys use that term a lot, for the boys. Hopefully we can keep that up. It's easy when you're winning, but there's a reason why you're winning. Right. There's a reason why you get ahead in the game. Maybe it's because you've got that team attitude right at 5 o'clock when the guys get to the rink and they get out of their suits and they get into their sweats and they get into game mode. I really hope we can keep that up. Because it's been fun coaching the last 2 games.
Well, and it's been interesting, that not just this last game against Minot, but some of the previous games too. Johnny Walker, for example, their leading scorer with 15 assists and 15 goals coming into Saturday's game. He seems to be frustrated by the roles that that the Wings are playing, and he doesn't seem to be able to really get any momentum under him. Of course, he's always talking, but short of that, he hasn't really been able to be all that productive against the Wings. And is it because of, like you're talking about, some of these roles that different guys are playing against him? I should say.
No, Johnny Walker's a heck of a player, and he's committed to a Division I school for a reason. He's a good player with a good skill set, and obviously he's got a knack for getting under the opponent's skin. But I think what happens, Jay, is you play your opponents so much in this division that as a coach, you really don't have to talk a whole lot about the opponent or the opposing team's players, especially after the new year, because everybody's so used to each other. And, guys know what Johnny Walker or Joe Smith thrives on, and they know what irritates him a little bit. And for me, I just think what's frustrating and irritating is when a team is constantly coming at you, constantly skating, constantly finishing checks, constantly stopping and starting, blocking shots, doing those team things.
Yeah.
I just felt like we did those team things very well in these last 2 games. I'm happy for the players that we were able to win. It does a lot for their confidence. I'm happy for the fans we were able to win the New Year's Eve game. Because a lot of people go out and celebrate the new year after the Wings game, and it's always nice to celebrate after you win.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep that up. Our record is not where we want it to be, but like our home record, we're hovering right around 500. Our road record, we're hovering right around 500. Let's figure both out and try to just keep getting better every day and scratch and claw and inch towards the playoff spot in what is a very, very tight division.
Very tight. Okay, well, and you mentioned, Matt Pulver coming back. I wanted to say, too, that and you mentioned at pregame too that a long battle really for Matt, and he's put a lot of work into it. Great to see him come out and get an assist on Thursday night, and then a goal there in Minot. So contributing right away and filling a role in this team and these team wins. So good to have Matt Pulver back. Coach, one of the things that I noticed, especially Thursday night, and then again on Minot. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. It was a little bit of, maybe a little bit of a lacking perhaps in the experience of the centerman and the face-off in the face-off circle. But there it seems like it's been a drastic improvement as of late. And is it, is it a maturation perhaps, or is it something that you guys are doing as a coaching staff that is creating that?
I think it's a couple things. We do work on it a lot, but here's what I like about our centers taking face-offs. Early in the year, it's Mike Gratton, it's Gordy Brown hunting them down. And now, Will Hammer, as a second-year guy, just grabs the centers at the end of practice. They set up their circuit down at the far end of the building, and they work on taking draws. And that's what you're looking for as a coach. You're looking for somebody to step up, somebody to take over, and now they kind of do it by committee. If Hammer doesn't grab, Rue grabs Hammer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's good culture. That's good stuff. And the other thing that's been going on too is, I think our helping has been better. The wingers have been diving into help on D-zone draws. The defenseman's been coming underneath so that all the center's got to do is just push it back, and we can take it, we can wheel, and we can break out. And that's huge. When you win draws, you start with the puck. You're controlling the game right there on your stick. You're on offense. The other team's on defense. All you got to do after that is make a real good play. And against Minot, we made firm plays on the boards. We got the puck out over the blue line. We hunted it down. And we actually won more races than I thought we would win, and we got some of those odd man looks. But it starts with winning draws, it starts in practice, and it starts with your people.
Yeah.
Being mature, being leaders, helping each other. It's no different than being on the playground. Hey, let's go play kickball over here. That's good stuff. Makes me real proud as a coach. Hopefully we can keep that up. That's good for the culture.
Well, and obviously, like you said, it makes things all that much easier when you start with the puck, and winning the draw is certainly a key to that, and it's great to see that.
Well, I'll go back to this just real quick here. Like the loss we don't want to talk about, the 7-1 loss before the break.
Right.
We lost 5 defensive zone draws in a row. They scored right off the draw on 3 of them. That can't happen. But sometimes what the center's got to do is just try not to lose the draw.
Yeah.
I'll tie you up, and my buddy will come in and help me win the draw. We did more of that in the New Year's Eve game. We did more of that in the Saturday game against Minot. We're going to need to do more of that Friday in Austin.
Absolutely. All right, well, Coach, as we start winding things down here, obviously looking forward, we're playing Friday and Saturday, 7:05 at the Riverside Ice Arena in Austin. Anything else that you want to add about Austin, perhaps, or about maybe what you will be working on this week heading into the game against the Bruins?
Well, we had a great practice Monday, a great hard practice. We had tons of pop and energy. Tuesday, we're gonna have a great day in the weight room. We're gonna get back at it Wednesday, Thursday, work on 5-on-5 play. One of the big things we're gonna really try to focus on this week is the power play, because we can see how crucial it is. The power play wasn't so hot in the New Year's Eve game. I thought it was much better in Minot. We scored a big goal on the power play to go up 1-0. and then we had good possession on the power play and the man advantages that ensued, and the PK was pretty good. Special teams can win you games in the second half, so we're really going to make sure that we spend ample time working on that in practice, looking at it on tape, and making sure the guys are prepared and feel good about what we're asking them to do and the reads they need to make when the puck drops for game time.
Excellent. All right. Well, folks, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week's Wings Weekly. Remember, 7:05 puck drop from Riverside Ice Arena, the Wings versus the Bruins. You can hear it on 94.1 The Rock and on FastHockey.com. Thanks for watching.